Hi there, in this video we're going to take a look at this little book, Dutch with Ease, made by Assimil, which is a company that has quite a good reputation when it comes to making language learning books. Here is another example, as you can see, Assimil. This book is literally rather little, as you can see. It fits in both my hands here, and it comes with audio files that you can buy either with a CD, if you can still remember what a CD is, or simply with downloadable audio files. You can also buy the book without the audio files, but we'll talk about that later on. Now, for whom is this book? This book is for absolute beginners and beginners who are wishing to learn the Dutch language by themselves. So it's something you do at home without a teacher. It uses the Assimil method, which is rather interesting. Some might dislike it, but I think most people would like to learn like that. And we're going to take a look at how this goes, what is in this book that counts over about 400 pages. As you see, it's rather small, but there are 400 pages in there. Good. The book is composed of over 80 lessons, small lessons, and each lesson consists of a little dialogue. Let's take the first one. The first lesson. The dialogue is here in Dutch, and it continues on the second page. And on the right you see the translations of the dialogue, and below you have some pointers for the pronunciation, and on the right hand side, as you can see below here, are some comments about what's in the dialogue. There are sometimes some very funny cartoons in between, and once you've done that, and the method is clearly described. So first you have to listen to it via the audio files, and then you have to listen to it first, I think, with the Dutch text, and then with the English text, and then check, etc., etc. The method is rather well described in the opening chapter, so you can read it there. Now, after this dialogue, you have exercises, and the solutions are provided here below the page, so you can make these exercises all by yourself. Sometimes the exercises are based on the audio, but you can do them without the audio. Good. It takes a while to get into the structure, but if you buy this book, I would strongly suggest you to start by chapter 1 and then go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then they start to repeat things they've seen earlier. And well, of course, you can always go back to the first page, to the start, if you're a little bit lost. Good. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. What are the pros and cons of learning with this book? It's a really good method, as I said. Assimil has a good reputation. It's also a very fun way to learn Dutch, because many of these dialogues, they have like little jokes in them, and well, it's really fun. If you like humor, you would really love this book. Also, there is a lot of information in there. As I said, 400 pages for such a small book. And if you look at the last pages, or if I look at the last pages, you see sometimes things that are really advanced. For example, the Middle Even, here I read the Middle Ages. Well, okay, that's not a word that absolute beginners would read in a beginner's book. So the level goes up, and very high up. There are also many tips to learn Dutch and languages in general in the book, and the phonetics, and I really like that. When you're in a dialogue, and some letters will be in bold, and these are usually the ones that English speakers struggle the most with. For example, helemaal, the he is in bold and a is in bold, because they're not so easy to pronounce. All right, so that's a lot of good things, but let's take a look at the things that are maybe a little bit more negative. Some people might dislike the way this book is made, simply because it doesn't fit their preferences. Also, the price tag. If you're buying the book with audio files, the price goes up to the highest level possible. So if you want to have the audio files, it's going to cost you quite a bit of money. If you're only buying the book, it's more in the intermediate range, not really expensive or not really cheap. So if that isn't a problem for you, this might be a good book. Also, the presentation, it looks rather nice, but it's in black and white, and well, the layout isn't super good, and some of the things are a little bit outdated in this version. Okay, well, but it's for people who want to have a method that is very strict, so you follow from 0 to up to very high, and for people who don't mind a higher price tag. The quality is also very good, so I would recommend it for those learners. You can buy the book through the link below, and you can find more Teach Yourself reviews also via the link below in the description. So see you there.